All right, so we got my man, World War Blunt, Duane Blunt in the building. What's up, man? How you
Yo, what's
doing?
up? How you doing, my
I'm
brother?
I'm chilling, man. I appreciate you pulling up, bro. It
That's
mean a
what's up.
lot.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
So, also you known as DC Gospel. You run the DC Gospel. So we gonna get into all of that, man. But all first, just talk about where you from, man. Like where you come from, your background and everything.
I'm Manuel. I was born in New Jersey for a hot little moment. My mom's met my father. They messing around. She down here, so she ended up, had me up there. So I stayed up there for a hot little minute. Me and my sister, and before they end up breaking up, and she went to the shelter. And she hustling and whatnot, and they end up running in the shelter. She go to jail. My family from DC come up there and pick us up, and I pretty much been down here ever since. I grew up here.
So, what age were you when you moved to DC?
Probably around about, I had to be probably around about 8, 7, something like that. Yeah.
So, do you remember a lot of Jersey or not for real?
Yeah, I remember a lot of Jersey.
Well, how did it? Well, when you moved to DC, like how did DC compare to Jersey?
Oh yeah, it was different. It was big difference because back, when I was living in Jersey, I had friends down there. You know what I mean? Even like the dude Akbar Prey, his son Akbar Prey Jr. That's one of my best friends. They grew up right next to me, so he a big, kingpin. He just came home, man. That's what I'm happy he home, man. You know what I mean? He did it a long time. Held his water. He home now. But me and his son was cool. But it was a totally difference because we was rapping. Um, um, Playing sports, you know what I mean? Um, Just, difference. Hip hop, it was more hip hop there. It was like real hip hop. Like you could find it was real hip hop. Like what you see on TV with people doing the pull ups on the poles outside. Jersey was the same way, East Orange, New Jersey. So, but when I got to DC, it was just different. Guns, killings, murder, fighting. It was just a totally different setting.
So it wasn't like any like real type of like violence going on in Jersey when you was
I
coming up.
didn't really see it at all. Yeah, I ain't see it. I seen people getting money, but not violence though. But when I got to DC, it was just off the bat, boom.
Yeah. So you stayed with
My
your grandma
grandma,
in
my
DC?
aunt, yeah, from 37 Bridge Road, Greenway. I got friends through. That's why big part of my life come from 37 Greenway. Because all of us started boxing together up there.
So when did you start like kind of getting active into the streets in DC?
The streets, man. As soon as I got here, man, it was crazy. My friend, the first dude I met was a guy named Fat Rat. And he got a big name over there in 37, you know what I mean? Everybody was scared of him. He could fight, and that was unfortunately became my best friend. You see him, you see me. So, you know what I mean? That's pretty much and we were just in the streets off the bat. It was a totally different set. I'm just all through DC, just doing all types of crap.
So how did you meet Fat Rat?
All of us was like, just hanging around boxing, fighting each other. It started out just fighting for real. Who's gonna show their will, you know what I mean? And I ain't never back down to none of them, you know what I mean? I was just always been me. I ain't the toughest guy in the world, but I ain't gonna back down, you know what I mean? I'm gonna fight you if you wanna fight. Unfortunately, hoping it don't go nowhere else, but it mainly just became from fighting. Then all of us developed into boxing. Like DeMarcus Core, he used to live right there on Ridge Road, Chop Chop. Shout out to Chop Chop, that's my homie, man. He's like one of the first guys that took me to a boxing gym. So, he fought Floyd Mayweather. He got an extensive boxing career. Yeah, so it just all started like that, us fighting each other and going to the gym, becoming competitive. We see each other. Then it became to BB guns. Then before you know it, we was pulling out real guns.
How did or what was the DC during like especially like the 90s was like pretty much the murder capital at the time.
Yeah,
So
when I
what
moved here in '88, the '80s, it was crazy, and all through the '90s, it was the murder cap. It was It was everything you wanted to be. Money everywhere. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody had their own individual gangsters they looked up to. Like certain guys I really ain't know nothing about until we really got like Wayne Perry. We, you know what I mean? We everybody know him. You feel what I'm saying? But when I was young, I didn't know him. Cause we all had guys like Tony Fortune. You feel what I'm saying? It was a lot of guys, like a lot of names over there on that side. You feel what I'm saying?
Did you ever meet those people? You know, the
Yeah.
people like,
Through boxing,
Rayful
Tony
and
Fortune, shout out to Big Tiger, Free Tiger. You know what I mean? A lot of guys, man. RP, the guy Fly, back in the days, he had a funeral at Stewart Home. I don't know, everybody know about Stewart Home back in the days when the young guys, they came up and then stood over the casket and shot him up again in the funeral. Yeah, Fly, Rat Man. It was a lot of people that took L's that was boxing, because a lot of them was in the streets. All of us was in the streets, mainly. You know what I mean? It was nothing for the police be chasing me. And then I'm jumping in the ring, and they outside the ring looking for me, and I'm in the ring fighting.
so did you ever like want to take boxing like serious? Or was you
Yeah, I took it real serious. I had over 100 some amateur fights, and I was trying to duck all the killing and everything. You feel what I'm saying? Like Fat Rat and all, everybody know that. I took it more serious than them. But all of us started out, but I ain't take it serious enough. You feel what I'm saying? Because when I moved uptown for a brief time, 'cause I was living in the shelter. My mom's, family problem. But then I ended up in Lincoln Heights, and then that's when everything changed.
like for the worse or for the
For both, yeah.
and in what ways? How did things change for you?
I already had a mentality. I was quiet. People really wasn't hip to me. Like a lot of my friends in Lincoln Heights, like I had over 100 some amateur fights. And a lot of them don't even know I used to box. I just kept it away from them because I ain't want to go through conflict with people, because I got tired of beating people up and shooting people. You feel what I'm saying? Like I had to go through that my whole life. Or the glass and somebody thinking it's sweet.